I had just flown into Phoenix, Arizona from Indiana late the night before and drove straight to Sedona, only after making a quick stop to pick up fuel for my stove. Luckily, the rental company offered a discount if I took a van, so with that, I decided to try out my first experience of van camping. The few hours of sleep I got in the van were not great, not only because it was a stuffy van with no ventilation, but also because I was kind of paranoid since I wasn't even sure if I was allowed to sleep in the vehicle at the trailhead. But with the sunrise alarm set for 5:30 a.m., I woke up to the beautiful sight of Sedona in the morning. After unpacking my suitcase, I had to completely load up my backpack at the trailhead. This is something I always do at home before I leave the house. So with being jet-lagged, hungry, and going on only a few hours of sleep, I did forget a few crucial items in the van that, fortunately, I did not realize were missing until much later. With the thinking that I was all packed and ready, I set off on the trail. Out here in beautiful Sedona, Arizona, hiking up Mount Wilson today. It's about 70 degrees, 9:30 in the morning right now. I've only gotten lost 3 times so far. Stepped on one cactus. I forgot my wool socks back in Indiana, so I'm wearing the socks I wore on the airplane yesterday. Other than that, it's absolutely breathtaking here. Goal for the day is making it all the way up there. I'm at 5,400 feet right now, and I believe to get to the top of that is 7,100. So we got a nice little journey ahead of us still. By this point in the day, the exhaustion and lack of a full meal were taking its toll on me. I had also forgotten one of my water bottles in the van, so I was trying to conserve as much water as I possibly could. Made it up here to the first plateau. Looks like some rain might actually blow in. Still got a ways to go before we can make it to the top of that guy. After climbing the switchbacks past the first bench of the mountain, it was time to enjoy a lunch break. A light rain did roll in, but the view was so wonderful, it didn't bother me at all to get wet while I enjoyed the meal. I think I found where I'm going to camp tonight. It's not going to get much better than this. Well, I got camp all set up. Had to use some rocks to hold down the stakes. The ground's pretty hard up here, and when you actually get into it, it's just kind of falling apart. For the sides, I put 2 rocks on my V stake long ways, and on the rest of them, I got rocks on top of them to try and hold them down. I don't think I'll have any issue with it tonight. It is just a little windy. I haven't had a real meal since before I got on the airplane. I stopped and got a barbecue sandwich on the way to the airport. So I've been pretty hungry. When I flew in last night, I was expecting restaurants to be open here in Sedona still, so I went ahead and drove straight through Phoenix and came right up here. And apparently they roll up the sidewalks at 9 p.m. I've been here once before. That Filiberto's is really good, and I thought it stayed open until 3 a.m., but I don't guess it does anymore. Hopefully, on my way out of here, I can stop and grab something from there, because they are really good.
Good morning. It's pretty chilly this morning. It's about 5:15 a.m. Pretty good night's sleep. The wind was blowing probably until midnight, and then after that it seemed like it cleared up pretty well. It was a really good night on the mountain. It's absolutely unbelievable. Looks like it's going to be beautiful out. So I'm going to hit the trail and see where it leads us to.
On the way up, I kept turning around to take in the views of Sedona, and on the way back down, I kept stopping to look out at the snow-capped San Francisco mountains in the distance.
Absolutely beautiful day here. Making way better time today too. I am going downhill, but yesterday I was so tired.
I hadn't had but 3 hours of sleep in the van when I got here, and I had not ate anything since before I left Indiana. My original plan was to complete the whole loop that went around this mountain, but as tired as I was yesterday, I was not making good time at all. So I decided to go ahead and go to the top of Mount Wilson and camp for the night, which was something I had been debating while I was planning the trip anyways, but I was trying to work it out so I could go up and camp at the mountain and then complete the loop. But with as tired as I was and as hungry as I was, that wasn't going to happen. So I just went ahead and camped up there, and I'm really glad I did. It was phenomenal up there. And it leaves something else for me to come back to Sedona and do another day. I just can't say how awesome and beautiful it is here. That was another thing that slowed me down a lot yesterday, is I kept turning around to look at all that behind me. It's unbelievable. Just the red color and the cliffs. If you've never been to Sedona, you really need to come check it out. Yesterday on my way up, I was so tired, I actually took my umbrella out and sat down on a rock, put my umbrella on my back, and fell asleep sitting up for about 30 minutes. There was a lady come walking by. She asked me how I was doing. It woke me up, and made me realize I really needed to get back on my feet. And while I was still on my way up, that lady passed me on her way back down. So it kind of shows how slow I was moving. Most time I like to do about 10, 12 miles a day at least. Yesterday I probably did 6, if that many. But I also got lost at the beginning of the day 3 times. I walked past the actual trail the first time and went about a mile or so. So I had to walk back another mile to get back to it. And then after that, I missed it again. And then I came back. I didn't know where the trail was. So I started walking through a patch that kind of looked like a trail. And there was a bush, and my foot went through it, and there was a cactus on the other side. I got about 3 cactus needles right in my right foot. That was not pleasant. I had to stop and pull those out and then backtrack and find the right way to go. But it's all part of it. I also got up and started going through my stuff, and I forgot all my chargers, my charging cords in the van whenever I was unpacking my suitcases. So everything I got is either low on batteries or I've had to switch over to my spare batteries. But just another bit of the fun. The rocks are getting pretty red again. Means I'm almost back to the parking lot. Let's go and do it for the Wilson Mountain Trail. Let's see if there's anything else out here I can find to get into before I have to get back on my plane. Thanks for watching. Let me know where you want to see me go next. Since you're still here, if anyone was wondering, I did get my Filbertos. Like and subscribe for more.